trust Allah for everything, no matter what. You lose, you trust Allah. You win, you trust Allah. You gain, you trust Allah. You have a problem, you trust Allah. Things are not going your way, you thank Him even more, and you talk to Him.
Very long time. And what's happening is that we're not getting to hear the stories of these individual children that have lost their lives, okay? And we know, we've heard numbers of families being wiped out, entire families, not even an immediate family of 6, families of 20, families of 15. But in terms of some of these children, we do want to be able to have, say something about them. Serena?
14 years old in Gaza, has lived through 4 wars already. And I struggle to fathom what that means. And you know, the fact that thousands of children have been killed. For me, 1 child being killed is too many. And, you know, I've been struggling to process those large numbers. So what I've done is just printed the pictures of 7 of those children who've been killed. And I just wanted to just say a little bit about them, you know, to help us to remember that each of those numbers is a person, was a child that should have had, you know, their whole life ahead of them. You know, they had dreams, they had hopes, you know, they wanted to grow up and, you know, look after their people, be doctors, be teachers, you know, and all of that's been taken away from them. So one of the pictures is Kareem Prince Salah. He was 3 years old. Kareem loved life and laughed a lot. He was happy with his family. He loved his games, which he wished he could return to. He hated the occupation and was afraid of the bombing. Another one of those pictures is Haya Abu Quake, 14 years old. She was an example of a diligent student. She dreamed of becoming a doctor. She wanted to help her people. She built... Sorry guys, she built all her dreams until the occupation destroyed them. Misk Al-Nakib, she's pictured with her mother. She was 1.5 years old. She was smart and she could count to 10 in English and Arabic. I think there's a picture of Batul Muhammad Al-Hassani. I think she's with the rabbit, yeah. She was an 8-year-old girl. She loved life, she laughed, she was happy with her family, loved art and drawing, and she hated the occupation as well. Karam Muhammad Al-Swaf, the fruit of the household. He was enrolled in 1st grade and was very happy to be starting school. He loved education dearly and anticipated a beautiful future. And then there's another child, Abdul Rahman Abdullah Abu Dhaka, age 8. He had a very spontaneous personality that made everyone who interacted with him love him. Despite his young age, he also dreamed of growing up to become a doctor, to treat patients. But his dream was cut short. And then there's a picture of Lana, aged 6, and her brother, aged 11. Lana shot a video 2 days before she was murdered. She said she missed her friends and missed going to school. And it was said of her brother that he was a smart hero who dreamed of becoming a footballer. So thank you everyone. Let's not forget that each of these children who are suffering in Gaza have dreams and hopes for the future. And thank you for listening.
Despite everything, their expectations to get an education for a better future has not, what they go through every day has not held them back. They are so bright, some of those children, many of those children, and going through occupation and living in those hard times, they make themselves, they take the time to get to school, even if it's through 6 checkpoints and absolute interrogation by the Israeli military, they make it. So children, those of you out here, if you can't be bothered to get up to get to school, just think about those Palestinian children, because let me tell you something, they don't hold back. They get terrorized daily, but they absolutely make their journey to school, and it's one of the worst journeys that they face every single day. So enjoy the freedom of being able to go to school peacefully, because our Palestinian children haven't been for many, many years, and are still not. Okay, we've got one speech that's going to be read out by a young lady.
A speech I want to say. To the sweet children of Gaza, I want to start by apologising on behalf of our government for the lack of compassion, care and humanity that they show. But just know that they may be the leaders today, but we are the leaders of tomorrow. And where Palestine will be free. To the parents of all the babies and children that have been martyred, just know the only thing giving us comfort is knowing that they are playing in paradise with Prophet Ibrahim alayhi, and that Allah has chosen them to be the children of paradise who are waiting for you in their eternal homes. Now to the leaders of today, it shocks me how you can sit back and watch as these horrors unfold right before your eyes. You may be staying silent, but I can assure you the people are with Palestine and we will not be silenced. Yay. For all the schools in Redbridge and the whole of the UK, it's time to change your stance and allow your children to show solidarity with Palestine by allowing them to wear clothes that say the word Palestine, or even just have the colours of the flag, without having to remove it or turn it inside out. Also, shutting us down makes us more passionate and committed to shouting out for a ceasefire and a free Palestine. Change for the better and be on the right side of history. I'd like to end with a note to all the world leaders, all of our Muslim leaders, and to anyone on the wrong side of history. Blowing up babies and children is barbaric. Killing innocent men and animals is uncalled for. Targeting journalists and aid workers shows who you are as people. It's a simple case of humanity.
Amazing. Absolutely brilliant. Okay, our next speaker is Ruby, who is also a staunch Palestinian activist and has been part of our Redbridge PSC group and is also a teacher. She's going to read out a poem.
Hello everyone and Assalamu alaikum. So I found this poem this morning on social media and it had quite an impact on me. I feel it speaks out against the mass gaslighting that all the pro-humanity world faces every day in this situation. It's by a group called Education Adventures on social media. So, not war crimes. They say these are not crimes. These are not war crimes. Hands stained red, no ceasefire plea. Hospitals, ambulances, civilians, children under 3. But these aren't war crimes, apparently. A never-ending list of child martyrs, and then some. 6 pages filled with children under the age of 1. White phosphorus ignites in Palestinian skies, all the way to the Mediterranean Sea. But these aren't war crimes, don't you see? Babies dismembered, unrecognizable, flesh falling off bones. Those same children were once playing happily in their homes. Now, what's left of them? Their heartbroken mothers try to identify their children from scraps of hair, limbs and bones. But they still say these aren't war crimes, absurdly. Striking refugee camps day after day, bombing churches and schools. No place is safe